we were raiding. There was a hotel full of Syrian terrorists, and they were. So when we snatched them, we grabbed them, we bagged them, tagged them, and on the way down, we were working with them. There's, I think, my element was operating on the third floor. So my guy just does not want to go, and he's handcuffed. But I try to work with him, and he just throwing himself to the side, and I follow with him.
I was going to say, I would love to hear some of the crazy operations.
That was with Drago, actually. That was funny. So I cannot lie. Well, it's funny, but so we were raiding. There was a hotel full of Syrian terrorists, and they were. So when we snatched them, we grabbed them, we bagged them, tagged them, and on the way down, we were working with them. There's, I think, my element was operating on the third floor. So my guy just does not want to go, and he's handcuffed. But I try to work with him, and he just throwing himself to the side, and I follow with him. So I'm like, my uniform is like bloody a little bit. It's dirty. I'm sweating. There's some of the blood on my face. So I'm coming out finally with this guy out of the building to throw this guy on the Humvee, and it's like, Drago, what happened? I say, that bastard doesn't want to go. I mean, he has something on his consciousness. This guy just doesn't want to go. Every time he falls down. I fall down with him, and he just doesn't want to go. It's like, dude, it's not that he doesn't want to go. He doesn't have a leg. I was like, I pick his dress, like, fuck, he doesn't have a leg. Sorry, dude. Just I helped him to the house.
Awesome, right back, yeah.
So yeah, there's comical things too. It happens like this in the war.
Do you have any other specific operations that stand out in your mind, whether that be for the emotional?
Oh, there were a lot. I mean, there was one of them. I could talk all day on that, but there's going to put a central limit on this. But yeah, so there's another one. We were hunting Iraqi general who was actually organizing the IEDs and financing the IEDs, those explosive devices that were killing our soldiers. And so every time we raid the head, he was gone. He was like always day, sometimes hours faster than we and our intelligence. So eventually we get the guy. So the intel came, there's a big powerful door. In Iraq they have those little steel gates in front of the door, then big wooden door. So I prepare my charge. I was a breacher, that's my specialty. So naval special warfare lead breacher. And so I'm going to blow the gate, the door, so we can get in, get the guy. Well, we go to the door, and I think that the shootout already started outside. So the door were not as strong as they supposed to be. There was no steel gate in front of it. I could change the charge so not to overblow that stuff. And the funny thing is that so I put the charge on it. I didn't know, but the guy, actually, the general, was standing on the other side of the door and try to listen to what's going on up there. The shootout's going on. It's just like, so when I blow it, this guy was still, when I detonate the charge, the guy was still standing there holding the door knob and being dazed. So we got him. We handcuff him, and then he hears Polish speech, Polish talk. That was Grom. And it's like, Polish soldiers, Polish? And the guy say, yeah. And then the guy in perfect Polish, I cannot even speak English with such a perfect accent, without such an accent. So he speaks in perfect Polish, say, Americans are here to get me. You guys get me out of here. I have contacts in Warsaw. I have the money. I pay you whatever. Just get me out of here. Get me away from Americans. It's like, it's like, hey, Drago, just tell your guys, we got the son of the bitch. It's like, okay, we get on the radio and just haul his ass to jail. So yeah, we're just inviting the Iraqi general to invitation to prison. So yeah, he accepted the invitation.
So when did you look to step away from the military? I know you said that you started having some TBI issues and stuff, right? So
well, at first we didn't know at the time that there was such things like a TBI. I mean, we knew that you can brain injuries were common, but brain injury from what? So I'm blowing through charges 5 feet away from it. That should be okay. Shooting the rockets, that should be okay. I mean, it didn't kill us. But so when I had the first problems occur when eventually I came back to as a SEAL instructor to BATS. So I was instructor there in that selection. So I got me apartment in Coronado, and 2 o'clock in the morning, I'm wide awake every time. I can sleep the best 2 o'clock, bam, I'm awake. And also I had a problem reading too. I mean, to read the paragraph for me was an ordeal. I started reading paragraph. By the time I finished the end, I forgot what it was about. So I had to took me sometimes an hour.
This is irregardless of English or Polish. Like it
doesn't matter. Yeah, just that's whatever I was reading, and I just didn't remember what I lost that memory. Like I'm reading this about this, and then I remember what is it about by the end of the paragraph. So, but the sleeping was the worst one. So when I got with my SEAL brothers, and it's like, hey, this is what's happening to me. What the hell? Do you have something like this? Oh, I wake up sometimes too, but that's kind of 2 o'clock in the morning. So we came to the conclusion that it's got to be a ghost in my apartment. So I was like, fuck, I'm scared of ghosts. So I said, I need to move out. So I started looking for a different apartment. And, then couldn't find one because it was everything is so expensive there. So I said, well, I'll be living with ghosts. Just fucking scary. And, so that was our train of thought that then start coming out that, the injuries that we sustained during breaching operations, during the combat operations, and even in training, shooting low rockets, training to be a breacher, they're significant and they are very dangerous. So it took me a while to get out of there. So of that state of mind. So now I have no problem reading now.
Do you think there's
I have no problem sleeping.
Do you think there's any predisposition? I always wonder this with like doing MMA myself and everything with boxing. Like obviously, you're getting hit in the head, like doing a lot of the combatives and stuff. Yeah. Do you think there could be correlation there as well? It's like you might be a little bit more susceptible because like I said, I've been hit in the head.
Well, if you get injured, such injury, and you don't heal it right, so every progressive one is progressively worse. Mm-hmm. So getting a hit in the head that's TBI too. Yeah. And you may not suffer it yet, but it may caught up with you later. So I would be very careful and see how you get hit. And that's what we just realized. We never thought that, who would think that shooting the rocket is dangerous? I mean, it's fun. So blowing the doors, that's fun. But then we realized that actually, it causes injury, and that's pretty significant.